Good evening, students. We are here with the second session of the series, and we will be taking up change in profit sharing ratio and admission in partnership unit today. Sorry for the little inconvenience here. So we start with the session today. I introduce Shri R.K. Khosla here. He'll be taking the presentation on the 2 chapters today. And we have Mr. Gaurav Palia as well with us. Both of them will be taking up the questions in the end of the session. You can please keep typing your questions in the chat box. And we have received many questions in emails as well, which we will take up by the end of the session. So I hand it over now to... So we start the session. Thank you.
Now, good evening, Bacho. First, we shall discuss the change in profit sharing ratio in partnership firm. In change in profit sharing ratio, there are 3 important points. One, it will be considered as reconstitution of partnership firm. Why we say it is a reconstitution of partnership firm? The reason is that after the change in profit sharing ratio, the existing agreement comes to an end and new partnership agreement come into force. So first, change in profit sharing ratio is a reconstitution of partnership firm. Second point, whenever there is a change in profit sharing ratio, it implies buying and selling of profit sharing shares. In this process, the share of a partner or partners may be increased, and simultaneously, the share of other partner or partner will be decreased. These are the 3 important points when there is a change in profit sharing. I repeat, it is a reconstitution of partnership firm. It is a process of buying and selling of shares. And third one, in this process, the share of someone partner will be increased and other must be decreased. Now next, in change in profit sharing ratio, some adjustments are required. One is
just pause
stock condition.
Annotation stock.
so, and change in profit sharing ratio, 3 important points. It is one of the mode of reconstitution of partnership fund. Second one, the share of profit of some partner may be increased and other partner or partners must be decreased. It is a process of buying and selling of shares. Now the question is, नीड फॉर चेंज इन प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो, यानी ये प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो की जरूरत कब पड़ जाती है इसकी। फर्स्ट, व्हेन द एग्जिस्टिंग पार्टनर डिसाइड सो, अगर एग्जिस्टिंग पार्टनर चाहते हैं कि चेंज इन प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो हो जाए तो ये होगा। सेम इन केस ऑफ एडमिशन ऑफ ए पार्टनर, व्हेन ए न्यू पार्टनर इज एडमिटेड। थर्ड वन, in case of retirement or death of a partner, there is a need of an amalgamation of two or more firms. These are the situations whenever there is a change in profit sharing ratio. MCQ may be asked, change in profit sharing ratio may be required. First, when there is existing partner decided so. Second, when a partner is admitted, retirement or death of a partner, or all of the above. यहाँ all of the above is the correct answer. यहीं से आपकी हम लोग डिसाइड करते जाएंगे। सेकंड सवाल यह कि जिस समय चेंज इन प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो होता है उस समय कौन कौन सी एडजस्टमेंट हमारे सामने होती है। सबसे पहली बात, डिटर्मिनेशन ऑफ सैक्रिफाइसिंग रेशियो और गेनिंग रेशियो की होती है। इसकी जरूरत क्यों है? जैसे हमने शुरुआत में कहा कि किसी का शेयर इंक्रीज होगा, किसी का शेयर डिक्रीज होगा, तो हमें कैलकुलेट करना पड़ेगा। किसी का शेयर अगर न्यू शेयर इंक्रीज हो जाए तो ही विल बी द गेनिंग पार्टनर। किसी पार्टनर का शेयर डिक्रीज हो जाए so he will be the sacrificing partner. So we have to calculate the sacrificing ratio and the gaining ratio. Sacrificing ratio is old share minus new shares. Gaining ratio, new shares minus old shares. Second aspect is adjustment of goodwill. Whenever there is a change in profit sharing ratio, there is a need of adjustment of goodwill. The reason is the sacrificing partner, the partner who sacrificed the shares, must be compensated by the gaining partner. Now the question is how it will be compensated. बच्चों, जिस समय प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो चेंज होती है, हमने शुरू में भी बताया कि किसी का शेयर इंक्रीज होता है, किसी का शेयर डिक्रीज होता है। जो पार्टनर शेयर को सैक्रिफाइस करा आखिर तो उसे कंपनसेशन मिलना चाहिए और वो गुडविल के फॉर्म के अंदर होता है। तो गुडविल जो है उस समय उसकी एडजस्टमेंट करवानी पड़ती है। इससे पहले कि गुडविल की एडजस्टमेंट की कोई बात हो, एक इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट आपको हमेशा याद रखना है। जिस टाइम रिकॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ द फर्म होगा या चेंज इन प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो होगा, चाहे एडमिशन होगी, if there is any existing goodwill, means the goodwill appearing in the balance sheet, it must be written off in the existing partner in their old profit sharing ratio. ये मूल मंत्र है, पहला बता रहा हूं गुडविल के लिए कि गुडविल हर परिस्थिति में अगर बैलेंस शीट के अंदर अपेयर होगी, इट मस्ट बी रिटन ऑफ इन द ओल्ड रेशियो। हम बाद में ये भी चर्चा करेंगे ओल्ड रेशियो की क्या यूटिलिटी है यहां पर। सेकंड पॉइंट, अब क्वेश्चन है कि अब कंपनसेशन पे करना है, तो पहले हम पूरे फर्म की गुडविल देखते हैं, फिर पार्टनर का देखते हैं किसने सैक्रिफाइस किया, कौन सा पार्टनर गेनिंग पार्टनर था, सैक्रिफाइसिंग पार्टनर का शेयर है उसे वो क्रेडिट मिलेगा उस चीज का, और गेनिंग पार्टनर जो होगा वो डेबिट हो जाएगा। यानी गुडविल की एडजस्टमेंट की एंट्री होगी गेनिंग पार्टनर्स कैपिटल अकाउंट डेबिट टू सैक्रिफाइसिंग पार्टनर्स। रेस्ट अशो गुडविल सिर्फ उसको मिलेगी जो अपने शेयर को सैक्रिफाइस करेगा। जो सैक्रिफाइस नहीं करेगा वो गुडविल कभी भी नहीं क्लेम कर पाएगा। ये पार्टनरशिप की गुडविल का दूसरा मूल मंत्र है। चाहे एडमिशन हो, चाहे रिटायरमेंट हो, चाहे चेंज इन प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो हो, गुडविल को इसीलिए तो मैं डिफाइन करता हूं कि सारी पार्टनरशिप में गुडविल क्या है, मुझसे कोई पूछे। मेरे कोलीग कई बार हंसते हैं, कहते हैं सर के ये बड़ा पेट लाइन है। मेरी वाकई पूरी आत्मा गुडविल की इसके अंदर जुड़ी हुई है कि गुडविल इज ए रिवार्ड टू द सैक्रिफाइसिंग पार्टनर फॉर सैक्रिफाइसिंग देयर शेयर ऑफ प्रॉफिट्स। गुडविल उसका रिवार्ड है। एमसीक्यू के अंदर भी आप ये जरा ध्यान रखें, गुडविल जो है इट मस्ट बी क्रेडिटेड टू द ओनली द सैक्रिफाइसिंग पार्टनर, नॉट टू द ओल्ड पार्टनर। हम लोग कहते हैं ओल्ड पार्टनर, नो, इट शुड बी सैक्रिफाइसिंग पार्टनर। और तीसरी बात, एडजस्टमेंट होगी एक्यूमुलेटेड प्रॉफिट, रिजर्व एंड लॉसेस। एक्यूमुलेटेड प्रॉफिट मींस कि जो प्रॉफिट कमाया गया वो आज तक डिस्ट्रीब्यूट नहीं हो सका। रिजर्व जो पास्ट के अंदर से हमने क्रिएट किया हुआ प्रॉफिट का। लॉसेस जो आज तक राइट ऑफ नहीं हुए, इनका बड़ा सीधा सा इफेक्ट है। ये दैट विल बी एडजस्टेड टू द existing partner in their old profit sharing ratio। ये याद रखेंगे। अब देखिए ओल्ड प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो, एक बार मैंने गुडविल को राइट ऑफ करने के टाइम बताई ओल्ड प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो की मुझे जरूरत है। एक्यूमुलेटेड प्रॉफिट्स, रिजर्व और लॉसेस को जब एडजस्ट करने की नौबत आएगी तब भी मुझे ओल्ड प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो को पर बेस होना पड़ेगा। और इसके साथ साथ अगला स्टेप होगा रिवैल्यूएशन ऑफ एसेट एंड रीअसेसमेंट ऑफ लायबिलिटी। इसके लिए हम एक अकाउंट प्रिपेयर करते हैं। इस अकाउंट का नाम रिवैल्यूएशन अकाउंट है। इस अकाउंट की चर्चा मैं थोड़ी इसलिए कर रहा हूं, ये पार्टनरशिप के अंदर पूरा चलता रहेगा। ये एक नॉमिनल अकाउंट है, वहां रूल अप्लाई होता है डेबिट ऑल एक्सपेंसेस एंड लॉसेस, क्रेडिट ऑल गेन्स एंड इनकम। इसकी डेबिट साइड में कोई मेरी अगर लायबिलिटी इंक्रीज होगी तो वो डेबिट में आएगी, डिक्रीज होगी तो वो क्रेडिट में आएगी। एसेट कोई डिक्रीज होगा वो डेबिट में आएगा, एसेट कोई अगर इंक्रीज होगा तो वो क्रेडिट में आएगा। अनरिकॉर्डेड एसेट इसकी क्रेडिट में आएंगे और अनरिकॉर्डेड कोई लायबिलिटी होगी वो रिवैल्यूएशन अकाउंट के डेबिट में आएगी। यहीं से एक एमसीक्यू का क्वेश्चन है, क्यों ना बना दिया जाए कि विच आइटम शुड बी डेबिटेड टू द रिवैल्यूएशन अकाउंट। देखिए कितनी बढ़िया बात होगी। फर्स्ट, इंक्रीज इन लायबिलिटी, डिक्रीज इन एसेट, वैल्यू ऑफ एसेट, अनरिकॉर्डेड लायबिलिटी, ऑल ऑफ देम, ये सारे ही हैं। मेरा डी जो है करेक्ट ऑप्शन है। एमसीक्यू को ऊपर से नहीं बनते, बेस सारा यही थ्योरी का, असर्शन, रीजन सब इसी के ऊपर बेस्ड है। और रिवैल्यूएशन अकाउंट को बनाते टाइम बहुत ध्यान रखना है कुछ वर्ड्स का। एक शब्द है टू और एक है बाई। मैं जब कहता हूं फर्नीचर रिड्यूस टू ₹70,000, टू मीन्स यहां तक, यहां तक आप मेरे पास अप टू दैट लेवल। अगर 1 लाख की दी, रिड्यूस टू ₹70,000 मीन्स ये 30,000 रिडक्शन। रिड्यूस बाय 30,000 या फिगर दे दीजिए 30,000 से घट। तो रिड्यूस टू का मीन्स यहां तक, रिड्यूस बाय इतने से और। एक हम ओवर वैल्यूड, एक शब्द हम यूज करते हैं अंडर वैल्यूड, जिस समय रिवैल्यूएशन अकाउंट का प्रोसेस चल रहा होता है। मशीन इज ओवर वैल्यूड बाय 20%, लेट इट बी। मशीनरी वहां पर 1 लाख रुपए की शो कर रखी है बैलेंस शीट में, ये ओवर वैल्यूड है, यानी इसके अंदर ऑलरेडी 20% एडिड है या 25% जो भी है। तो इसका ओवर वैल्यूएशन निकालना होगा, तो मैं 20 ऑलरेडी इंक्लूडेड है। इट मींस कि अगर उसकी कॉस्ट 100 है तो वहां हम वो शो कर रहे हैं 120 के ऊपर। और अगर मैं कहता हूं ओवर वैल्यूड, अंडर वैल्यूड मीन्स ये कम से है, ये वैल्यू आप कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं कि 20/1 से 20 से या 20/80 से कर लें, आपका आंसर मिल जाएगा। तो अंडर वैल्यूड मीन्स कम किया गया है। ओवर वैल्यूड मीन्स ज्यादा किया गया। कोई अगर एसेट ओवर वैल्यूड है तो वो रीवैल्यूएशन अकाउंट में डेबिट करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि वो ओवर वैल्यूड है।
रिक्वेस्ट आ रही है थोड़ा बाइलिंगुअल रख सकते हैं, बिट ऑफ इंग्लिश एंड
हाँ,
इंग्लिश की रिक्वेस्ट आ रही है, थोड़ा बाइलिंगुअल रख सकते हैं थोड़ा।
ऐसे में मैक्सिमम इंग्लिश। So revaluation account, first it is a nominal account. In the debit side we record decrease in asset, increase in liability, and moreover unrecorded liability. And correspondingly in credit side, increase in asset, decrease in liability, and unrecorded asset. Now we compare both of them, debit side and credit side. If credit side is more, it means there is a profit. This profit should be distributed among the old partners in their old ratio, in the existing partner in their old ratio. Now, in revaluation account, there are two words generally confusing. Reduced to. When we say reduced to, means up to that point. Furniture is reduced to rupees 70,000. Suppose balance sheet show 1 lakh and reduced to rupees 70,000. It means there is a reduction of 30,000 in furniture. Reduced by 30%. Now further reduction is 30,000. Overvalued means the value of the asset is shown overvalued. That will be 20% is overvalued. 20% is overvalued. It means if the cost is 80,000, it must be shown in the 96,000, 20% of this much. So 96,000 value, how we can calculate the overvalued? Percentage of overvalued plus upon 100 plus percentage of this. And undervalued is the next step in the reduction side. So these are the two terms. And one important point is that in revaluation account, when the credit side is more, it means there is a gain. This gain should be distributed in the old ratio among the existing partners. If the debit side is exceed, the difference will be the loss. It will also be distributed in the old ratios. This is a simple point. Next, in change in profit sharing ratio. Now we shall discuss some questions. One is a question is, Avya, Divya and Kavya were partner, equal partner. They decide to change their profit sharing ratio. For this purpose, goodwill of the firm was valued rupees 90,000. The journal entry for the treatment of the on change in profit sharing ratio will be, in this case, sir, मैं एक मिनट बीच में आप बात ना करिए.
Sorry.
In this case, previously, 3 partners are sharing equally. Now they decide to share the 4:3:2. In this case, there is no gain, no loss for Divya. Previously, she is getting 1/3 share, and now in future, she will also get the 1/3 share, 3/9. It means she is neither gaining partner nor a sacrificing partner. So far as is concerned, Avya is getting previously 1/3 shares. Now she is getting 4:3:4/9. Means her share is increased. She is the gaining partner by the 110 shares. And who is the sacrificing partner? Kavya is the sacrificing partner by 1/10. So what will be the correct entry? There are 4 options are given. Kavya's capital account debit. यहाँ पहली एंट्री तो वैसे ही खत्म हो गई. काव्या तो certainly she is a sacrificing partner, वो हो ही नहीं सकती है. दिव्या भी नहीं है. तो correct answer इसका है Kavya's capital account debit to Kavya's capital. D option is the correct answer.
Students are also answering D.
Yes, ठीक है. Next question. Myra and Meera were partners sharing profit in the ratio of 2:1 something. They decide to share future profit 7:5:3. These effect from first effect. Their balance sheet on their date show 45,000 in balance sheet in advertisement suspense account. The amount to be debited respective to the capital account of these three partners for writing of the amount in advertisement will be. ये रही चार ऑप्शन आपके सामने. मैंने आपको अभी कहा था accumulated ये losses वगैरह old ratio में. Old ratio at 2:2:1. So the correct answer will be 45,000 will be distributed 2:2:1. The correct answer is 18,000, 18,000 and 9,000. A is the correct option. Clear as? Next question. Pawan, Raman and Sarvan are partners before changing their profit sharing ratio. Their profit sharing ratio is 5:3:2. Now they were sharing profit equally. अब ये कहते हैं कि हम equal हो जाए. Profit sharing must be equal. Workman compensation reserve existed at rupees 1 lakh, against which a claim existed at rupees 20,000. Amount that will be credited to their capital account in the old profit sharing ratio will be, listen, here we have a workman compensation reserve is rupees 1 lakh. Now the question is, the claim against this reserve is 20,000. So there is a surplus of 80,000. So surplus 80,000, it will be distributed among the three partners in their old profit sharing ratio. That is a 5:3:2. ये रही ऑप्शन आपके सामने. तो करेक्ट आंसर है बी. बी सरप्लस जो है वो 80,000 रुपीज है. बी इज द करेक्ट आंसर. ठीक है. यानी इसमें बेसिकली accumulated, actually workman compensation reserve is also a part of accumulated profits, because this reserve is also created from the profits. So when there is a change in profit sharing ratio, if there is any surplus in this reserve, like all investment fluctuation reserve, it will be distributed among the partners in their old profit sharing ratios. Now next question is, Rakesh, Vinod are partners sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 3:2. They changed their profit sharing ratio 2:3 with the fact the asset were revalued, liability was reassessed on that date, which result in a gain of rupees 80,000. It will be transferred to their capital account by, ये भी option आपके सामने है. ये there are two partners, Rakesh and Vinod. Profit sharing ratio is 3:2. New profit sharing ratio is 2:3. और asset और liability का जो net result आ रहा है, that is a gain है 80,000. Previously अभी हम discuss किया है कि gain or losses should be distributed among the partners in their old profit sharing ratio. This means the 80,000 will be distributed in the profit sharing ratio 3:2. Your answer will be 48,000 for Rakesh and Vinod for 32. C is the correct option. Point should be always remember, old ratio is very useful for writing of goodwill, for distribution of revaluation account profit or losses, and for the distribution of accumulated profit, losses and reserves. MCQ can be asked. तीन ऑप्शन दे दे, चौथे में all of the above. Old ratio can be applied for first in the case of gain, distribution of gain or loss of the revaluation account, accumulated profit and losses, and writing of the all of them is correct in this case. Next question. Myra, Rubiyat and Ankit were partners sharing profit in the ratio of 2:1, 2:2. They decide to share future profit equally. Previously, they are sharing the profit in the ratio 2:1. Now they decide to share the profit equally. Balance sheet shows a balance of rupees 50,000 in investment fluctuation reserve, while the book value of investment was rupees 1 lakh and the market value of the investment was rupees 90,000. ये क्वेश्चन को बड़ा ध्यान से देखिए. Investment fluctuation reserve means reserve created to adjust the difference between the market value and the book value of investment. If there is some surplus like other accumulated profits, it will also be distributed among the existing partner in their profit sharing ratio. और ये रही आपके सामने option. There are 4 options. One is 1 lakh. Second is 10,000. C is 90,000 and none of the above. देखिए. Now listen. Matter of chance. There is a fall market value of 10,000. Investment fluctuation reserve is 50,000. Means there is a surplus of 40,000. But 40,000 is not given in these 4 options. So the correct answer will be आपके सामने आ गया none of these में से कोई भी नहीं है. और let it be. अगर if I say the market value of investment is rupees say 40,000. Market value of the investment. So there is a fall of 60,000. But existing reserve is only for the 50,000. So balance of rupees 10,000 will be debited to the revaluation. ये बच्चों को बड़ा ध्यान रखना है. If investment fluctuation reserve is more ज्यादा है, तो surplus will be distributed. अगर कम है, तो adjust कीजिए through the revaluation. But it will be adjusted among the existing partners in their own profit sharing. Next. Dev, Param, and Sarman are partners. They change their profits sharing ratio. 2:3:5 to 5:3:2. The partner whose share is not affected is Param. पहली बात तो ये देखिए, whether the assertion is correct. Previously, Param is getting 3/10. In the future, he will also get the 3/10 share. Means Param share will not be affected. It means assertion is correct. Profit sharing, share of Param before and after change in profit sharing ratio is 3/10. Where the profit sharing ratio of Dev changed 2/10 to 5/10 and the summary assertion and reason. Now the question is whether which is A and R both are correct or R is not correct explanation. Yeah, both are correct, but R is not the correct explanation. A is correct, but R is not, or R is correct, but R is correct, but E is not correct. तो आंसर दीजिए इसमें 400 में. Both are correct और बिल्कुल ठीक है. B is the correct answer. पारम की सिचुएशंस में कोई चेंजेस नहीं है. हाँ, देव और समरन की प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज हुए हैं. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Avya, Divya and Kavya are equal partners. They change their profit sharing ratio 4:3:2. Goodwill was valued 19,000. For this purpose, Avya's capital account will be debited and Kavya's capital account will be credited by 10,000. Due to change in profit sharing ratio, Avya has gained 1/9 share. जरा देखें इसके अंदर, उसको आव्या को गेन हुआ. प्रीवियसली इक्वल पार्टनर थे, उसका आप शेयर 4/9 हुआ. ये तो डेफिनेटली आव्या इज अ गेनिंग पार्टनर. काव्या ने सेक्रीफाइस किया है क्योंकि प्रीवियसली शी इज गेटिंग 1/3 शेयर. नाउ ही इज गेटिंग द 2/9 शेयर. नाउ it means reason, I think both are the correct. The correct answer will be A and both are, and correct explanation of A. यानी both are correct and R is the correct explanation equal to यानी 1/10 of 90,000, that is the 10,000. Next. At the time of change in profit sharing ratio, goodwill of the firm is not valued because no partner is compensated. Sir, goodwill of the firm is valued at the time of change in profit sharing ratio because the sacrificing partner are compensated by the gaining partner. At the time of change in the profit sharing, goodwill of the firm is not valued. Sir, your assertion is wrong. There is only one asset which must be valued whenever there is a change in the constitution. That one is the goodwill. So, assertion is wrong. Goodwill of the firm is valued at the time of change because of sacrificing. No, reason is also wrong. Sacrificing are compensated by the gaining partners. So, the correct answer will be, yes, A is not correct, but R is
Correct.
correct. So, next question. Pawan, Raman, and Karan are partner, equal partner. They change their profit sharing ratio. In equal partner, now they are 3:2:5. The value of asset was increased by 1 lakh, and unrecorded liability of rupees brought into the books. The gain of rupees will be credited in the capital ratio, in the capital account, in the ratio of 3:2:5. ये assertion ही wrong हो गया. First, अगर आप देखें, ये गेन जो है इन्होंने आगे पढ़ने की भी शायद जरूरत ना पड़े. ये 3:2:5 है, ये गलत है. ये result of the revaluation must be debited or credited as the case may be in the old ratio. So here they are sharing in the new ratio. So this is assertion is wrong. Gain or loss on revaluation of asset and reassessment of credited or due to a reason is correct. Yeah, D is the correct answer. A is not correct, but reason is the correct option. These are the question. Next. Now, next we come to the, before coming to the admission of a partner, I repeat some point. The important issue in the reconstitution of the partnership fund, existing goodwill must be written off in the old ratios. Second, whenever there is a change in profit sharing ratio, now decide who is the gaining partner and who is the sacrificing partner. Gaining partner must compensate the sacrificing partner in the form of goodwill. Third, revaluation account shows the result of revaluation of asset and reassessment of liability. On MCQ, revaluation account is prepared first for the revalue of asset, second for the reassessment of liability, C, both of them, A and B, D, none of the above. None of the above. So C is a correct answer. Revaluation account shows first gain on revaluation. B option. This is question मेरा अपना. Loss. Neither profit nor loss. All of the above. All of the above is the correct. ये revaluation account ही तो है. मेरी लैंग्वेज सब समझ रहे होंगे, हिंदी इंग्लिश में. यहाँ मैं टेक्निकल टर्म यूज कर रहा हूँ, कोई खास नहीं वर्ड यूज कर रहा. This account shows gain when the credit side is more than the debit side. This account shows loss when the debit side is more than the credit side. When both the sides are equal, neither profit nor gain. So these are the three possibilities. And after revaluation, asset and liability will be shown in the revalued figure. Sometimes partner may decide if that the journal reserve or these accumulated profits should not be disturbed. Then same process should be followed, which we follow for the goodwill. Calculate the sacrificing and gaining share. Sacrificing partner for accumulated profits will be credited, and gaining partner should be debited. In case of loss, the situation will be the reverse. 2 means up to by itne se undervalued and overvalued. Valued आप calculate कर सकते हैं. Now next, admission of a partner. Admission of partner is also one of the mode of a reconstitution of the firm. One of the mode of reconstitution means one new partner is entering into the partnership firm. Obviously, the existing agreement comes to an end and new agreement come into the force. Up, when a partner enter into the partnership firm, he or she will get 2 rights. First right is to share the asset of the firm. आने वाले पार्टनर को ये राइट होगा फ्यूचर के अंदर जब भी जो शेयर ऑफ एसेट है उसमें वो शेयर करेगा, एसेट्स में शेयर करेगा. सेकंड, राइट टू शेयर फ्यूचर प्रॉफिट्स ऑफ द फर्म. फ्यूचर के प्रॉफिट में भी वो शेयर करेगा. ये 2 पार्टनर को ये 2 राइट होते हैं. यही बना लेना एक एमसीक्यू. इनकमिंग पार्टनर गेट द राइट फर्स्ट share the asset of the firm, share the future profit of the firm, both A and B, none of the above. मैं फिर कह रहा हूं स्टूडेंट, assertion reason के सब बेस एक ही है. बस you should follow the फंडा बेसिक फंडा. हर क्वेश्चन का आंसर बीच में बराबर है. एमसीक्यू जितने मर्जी बनाइए, assertion reason कुछ है, ये अपना बन जाएंगे. अब now the question is, if he or she will take, she takes, share the asset of the firm, definitely he will contribute or she will contribute something. उसे कुछ देना पड़ेगा. For this, he or she will bring capital. Capital firm बनाएगा. Second point, for taking the shares in future profit, means the existing partner has to sacrifice their share of profits. For this, she has to bring the goodwill. Previously, I tell him, goodwill is a reward to the sacrifice. इसको reward मिलेगा. और अगर gifted है, gifted के केस में कोई reward नहीं है. Gifted means no value. When you sacrifice, you will get the goodwill. So there are the 2 rights, and the same process will be followed, which we have discussed in the change in profit sharing ratio regarding revaluation of assets and reassessment of liability, accumulated profits, reserves, losses. They should be distributed among the old partners. Here the difference is the old partners in the old profit sharing ratios. Old partner, यानी incoming partner cannot claim for revaluation gains. उसका कोई right नहीं है. Loss में वो bear भी नहीं करेगा. Accumulated profits वगैरह में कोई नहीं वो share लेगा. Next. अब admission of a partner में मैंने इसका भी आंसर आपको दे दिया. Now there are 2 questions. Why a new partner brings in capital? आपके adjustment में बड़ा clear है. For acquiring share in the assets. Why new partner bring in goodwill? तो goodwill भी आपके सामने आ गई. For taking share in the profit, in the future profit. Adjustment यहाँ profit sharing ratio की है. यहाँ adjustment of profit sharing ratio में you have to calculate the sacrificing partner sometime, new ratios. And when the question is silent, it is presumed that the existing partner sacrifice their share in profit in their old profit sharing ratios. And sacrificing ratio means old share minus new shares. So sacrificing. Adjustment of goodwill. One simple point is higher again. The existing goodwill must be written off. Second, if the incoming partner brings goodwill, his share of goodwill, entry will be bank account debit to premium for goodwill account. This premium will be distributed among the sacrificing partner in their sacrificing ratios. If partner withdraw, partner's capital account shall be debited or bank should be the creditor. And if the partner is unable to bring his share of goodwill in cash, so then the current account or capital account must be debited. And there is also a situation of the hidden goodwill. आगे आएगी hidden goodwill को पर हम डिस्कस करेंगे. Next, adjustment of accumulated profit reserves, losses का same process है, but here the result will be credited or debited to the old partner in their old profit sharing ratios. Credited for accumulated profits and reserve, debited for reserve, but it must be to the old partner in their old profit sharing ratio. And same is the treatment of adjustment of the revaluation and reassessment of liability. And this will be also to the old partner or the existing partner in their old profit sharing ratio. आइए अब देखें आगे कुछ क्वेश्चन. Now next, X and Y are partner. Sharing profit is 3:2. They admit Z as a partner and give 2/10 share in the profits. The new profit sharing ratio will be, now listen. बच्चों, Z share is 2/10 or 1/5. It means the remaining profit will be the 4/5. Here 4/5 will be distributed in the 3:2. So the new ratio will be 12:8:5. And you can check 12 plus 8, 20 plus 5, 25. 5/25 is 1/5. That is a 2/10 share of the Z. It means the correct answer is A. This is a way. Sometimes he may ask 1/5 of his share. Of means multiplied. Second, next question. Shiv and Mohan are sharing profit in the ratio. They admit Jia as a partner and gives her 3/10 share of the profit. He takes this share 1/5 from Shiv and 1/10 from Mohan. New profit sharing ratio will be. आपके सामने ये चार ऑप्शन हैं. इसमें आपको बताना है कौन सा है. It means Shiv sacrifice will be 5/8 minus 1/5, and Mohan 3/10 minus 1/10. She will get the new share of these two partners, and her share is already given 3/10. So the correct answer will be 17:11:12. 17:11:12. We can check this ratio. 17 plus 11, 28. 28 plus 12, 40. 12/40. Same will be answer. 3/10 is given. His share is 3/10. Yeah. 3/10. 12/40. 3/10. These are correct answers. Next. ये क्वेश्चन बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन. Anita and Babita were partners sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 3:1. Savita was admitted for 1/5 share in the profits. Savita was unable to bring her share of goodwill premium in cash. The journal entry for recording the premium of goodwill is given. आपको दे रखी है. Savita's current account is debited by 24,000. Anita's capital account is credited by 8,000. Babita's capital is credited 16,000. It means from this entry, it is very clear. See, Anita and Babita, their contribution is in the ratio of 1:2. 1:2. Savita's share is 1/5. 1/5 multiplied by 1/2 and 1/3, and her share is 1/5 multiplied by 2/3. calculate their sacrificing shares. And if this sacrifice we deduct from their profit sharing ratio, the answer will be, ये 4 ऑप्शन आपको दे रखी हैं, चारों में से 41:7:12 होगा. कैलकुलेशन कैन नॉट बी प्रोवाइडेड, इतना टाइम नहीं होगा. ये बहुत सीधा है. इसके अंदर उसका शेयर 1/5 था. जर्नल एंट्री बड़ी क्लियर कह रही है कि उसको 8,000 क्रेडिट हुआ, उसको 16,000 हुआ. मीन्स कि उसका जो बेनिफिट है दोनों को 1:2 के अंदर हुआ. मैंने बहुत सिंपली किया 1/5 मल्टीप्लाइड बाई 1/3. अनीता का सेक्रीफाइस निकाल लिया. बबीता का शेयर 1/5 मल्टीप्लाइड बाई 2/3, उसका सेक्रीफाइस निकाला. इनके ओल्ड शेयर्स में से मैंने ये सेक्रीफाइस शेयर्स माइनस कर दिए और मेरे पास जो करेक्ट आंसर आ गया 41:7:12. नेक्स्ट, Sun and Star are partner in a firm sharing profit in the ratio of 2:3. They admitted Moon आ रहा है. Moon was admitted as a new partner. New profit sharing ratio is 3:2:3. Mohan brought the following asset towards his share of goodwill and capital. बहुत सीधा सा क्वेश्चन है, बहुत ध्यान से लिखेंगे. Incoming partner brings machinery for 2 lakhs. 2 lakh. Furniture 1,20,000. Stock 80,000. Cash 50,000. If his capital is 3,80,000, consider. यानी इसका his total contribution of these 4 items, it will be come into your 4,50,000. 2 lakh plus 1,20,000 plus 80,000 plus 50,000. It is 4,50,000. His capital contribution is 3,80,000. It means his share of goodwill is 70,000. Now the question is value of the firm goodwill. His share is 2/8, means 1/4. For 1/4 share, his share of goodwill is 70,000. For 1 share, it will be 2,80,000. So the correct answer will be 2,80,000. Next, यानी total contribution था machinery, furniture, stock, और इसका total contribution की जो value है, it will be 4,50,000. His capital portion out of this is 3,80,000. Obviously, his share of goodwill is 70,000. His share of profit is 2/8 and is 1/4. For the firm value, it will be 70,000 multiplied by 4/1. The value is 2,80,000. The correct answer is the B. Next. Now next, L and M are partner. Sharing ratio is 5:3. They admit N as a partner in the firm for the 1/4 share in the firm. For this purpose, and goodwill of the firm be valued at 4-year purchase of the average super profit of the last 3 years. Average profit of the last 3 years is 20,000. Normal profit is ₹12,000. मैं इसके क्वेश्चन हूं. इससे पहले थोड़ा सा गुडविल के बारे में. Goodwill is to be valued 4-year purchase of the average super profit. Actually, goodwill जो है, that is the present value of the super profit. And what is the super profit? Average profit minus the new profit. Now, the new profit sharing ratio, ये रही आपके सामने 4 options. 4:3:1, 3:3:2, 15:19, D4:2:12. वैसे तो बहुत सीधा है. 1/4 शेयर है उसका. Remaining 3/4 will be distributed in A and B in the ratio of 5:3. So the correct answer will be, ये होगा आपका correct है 15:9:8. This can be checked. 8/32, that is the 1/4. This is the clear. Next question. For the adjustment of the goodwill, entry will be, हाँ जी सर, goodwill की Now listen. First, we shall calculate the goodwill, value of the firm goodwill. Goodwill of the firm is 4-year purchase of the average profit of the last 3 years. Average profit of last 3 years, 20,000. Normal profit is 12,000. It means my super profit is 8,000. 8,000 multiplied by 4, 32,000. 32,000, his share is 1 by 4, means 8,000. His share is now. Which one is the correct entry? Which one is the correct entry? Obviously, they will sacrifice in the ratio of 5:3. Definitely, N's capital account will be debited by 8,000. L's capital 5:3. D is the correct answer. 3,000. B is the correct answer. L's capital 5,000 and M's capital will be 3,000. B is the correct answer. Thank you. Next. ये क्वेश्चन बहुत अच्छा है. A, B, and C are equal partners. D is admitted as a partner for 1/4. D brings rupees 20,000 as capital, and 5,000 being half of the premium of the goodwill. The value of the goodwill will be. ये 4 ऑप्शन आपके सामने हैं. ये 4 है. Listen. For half share, he brings rupees 5,000. It means for full share, his contribution will be definitely 10,000. Now, for 1/4 share, it will be 10,000. And what is the value of the fund goodwill? 10,000 multiplied by 4. It is the answer will be the B. Correct answer is the 40,000. Next question. X and Y are partners with a capital of rupees 18,000 and 12,000 respectively. A new partner Z is admitted with 1/5 share in the profits. That is admitted for 1/5 share. He brings rupees 40,000 for his capital. Profit and loss account has a credit balance of rupees 10,000 on the date of admission of debt. Adjust. आपको वैल्यू कैलकुलेट करनी है, हिडन वैल्यू गुडविल की कैलकुलेट करनी है. हिडन वैल्यू मैं इसका प्रोसेस अभी ऑप्शन नहीं दूंगा. क्या वेरी सिंपल. On the basis of incoming partners capital and his shares, first we calculate the total capital of the new fund. It will be 1/5 share for he brings 40,000. It means the total capital of the new fund will be definitely 70,000. Now see the existing position. X capital is 18,000. 12,000 is the Y's capital. Definitely credit balance of the P&L account, it will also be credited to the X and Y. And Z's capital is rupees 40,000. Calculate 18,000 plus 12,000 plus 10,000. It will be 40 plus 14,000. Z's capital 40. It will be your 54,000. Or previously we have calculated the total capital of rupees, I think 70,000. The difference is the 16,000. The correct answer will be. हाँ जी, कौन सा है? जरा करेक्ट आंसर देखें. ये बिल्कुल क्लियर है, क्योंकि बहुत क्लियर था. ये भी हमने कैलकुलेट भी करके दिखाया. If for 1/5 share he brings rupees 40,000, first of all determine the total capital of a new fund. ये मैंने निकाल दी. Then existing capital. There is a question. Without preparing the capital account, how we can judge the balance? This is the way. The balance which increase without preparing the capital account, you can judge. What will be the balance? The item which increase our capital balance should be credited. Means it should be added. The balance which deduct it should be minus. And you can easily calculate. Here we add this balance 10,000 rupees in the capital of X and Y. Now next question. At the time of admission of a new partner, old partner, 3 hand का नाम है जो भी है, old partner Paras and Sharma had a debtor of.
Explain the previous question again.
Previous question. X and Y are 2 partners. Their capital is rupees 18,000 and 12,000. A new partner is admitted for 1/5 share in the profit. He brings 40,000 for his capital. For the calculation of the value of hidden goodwill, first we determine the net worth. On the net worth, means total capital of the firm, on the basis of incoming partner's capital as well as his share in profits. He brings rupees 14,000. His share is 1/5. Now the total capital is rupees 70,000. This is clear? 70,000 it must be. But the present situation is X capital is 18,000. Y's capital is 12,000. Plus their credit balance of P&L account, 10,000 will also be credited. Their total will be 40,000. Z's capital is 14,000. The total will be 54,000. 54, 70 minus 54, it will be your 16. The value of hidden goodwill is 16,000. Any doubt? Any doubt, any question? No doubt, no question. Now in the next question, before discussing this question,
Thank you.
someone has asked me, मेरे कोलीग ने ही अभी पूछा है, उनका भी था और जनरली भी काम किया कि अगर सपोज when the old provision for doubtful debt is more than the bad debts after any, there is a surplus in the provision for doubtful debts, how it will be treated? One thing is very clear. It should not be adjusted in partner's capital account. Same. Accumulated profit and losses must be adjusted. Same. Employees' provident fund. It should not be adjusted in the partner's capital account. This is the statutory liability towards the employee. ये accumulated profit और loss का part नहीं है. तो provision for doubtful debts कभी भी partners के अंदर distribute नहीं होंगे. Now, अब क्वेश्चन आ गया है. इस क्वेश्चन के अंदर डेटर है 6,20,000 and there is a provision for doubtful debts is 20,000. As per the terms of division revalued किया, लेकिन उस समय पता लगा डेटर worth ₹15 had been turned bad and hence should be written off. अभी आप ऑप्शन नहीं देखेंगे. First of all, 15,000 it must be adjusted from the debtors. The entry will be bad debts account debit to sundry debtors account, 15,000. Second, this 15,000 will be adjusted from the provision for doubtful debts. Here the existing provision for doubtful debt is more than the bad debts. So it will be, entry will be the next provision for doubtful debts, debit 15,000 to bad debts account. अब आपके सामने चारों ऑप्शन आपके सामने आ रही हैं. इनमें से देखिए कौन सी ऑप्शन आपको ठीक लगी. हालांकि स्क्रीन पे शायद आ जाएंगी, आ गई है लगभग, आ गई. देखिए इसके अंदर जो पहली एडजस्टमेंट है, बैड डेट्स अकाउंट डेबिट टू सन्ड्री डेटर्स, ये बिल्कुल इट शुड बी डेबिटेड टू द बैड डेट्स अकाउंट. देन जब एडजस्ट की प्रोविजन फॉर डाउटफुल डेब्ट्स डेबिट, और फिर ये ए ऑप्शन मेरे हिसाब से बिल्कुल करेक्ट है. क्यों जी ये करेक्ट है? मार्क कीजिए, ए इज द करेक्ट आंसर. बी इसलिए नहीं हो सकती, ये रिवैल्यूएशन अकाउंट कभी भी नहीं होगा यहाँ डेबिट, क्योंकि स्टिल प्रोविजन फॉर डाउटफुल डेब्ट इज मोर देन द बैड डेट्स. रिवैल्यूएशन अकाउंट का तो रोल ही खत्म हो गया यहाँ पर.
Student is asking why is provision for doubtful debt not distributed among the partners?
Why provision?
For doubtful debt.
Definitely. Being following the prudence principles, we create a provision for doubtful debts, and it is a provision against the debtors. It is not a part of accumulated profit, so it should be carried forward. Whatever amount will be the bad debts, that may be in the future, so it cannot be distributed among the partner at the time of the reconstitution of the firm. Next. So correct answer is the A. अगली एंट्री. नेक्स्ट. ये बहुत अच्छा. A and B are जिसने क्वेश्चन है, A and B are partners sharing profit 5:3. C is admitted 3/10 share of profits, half of which was gifted by A. शुरू से ही बता दिया, from the very beginning, goodwill जो है definitely reward है to the sacrificing partner for sacrificing their share of profit. When you gift the someone, it means your sacrificing is nil. आपका कोई sacrifice थोड़ा, अगर आपने उसका ले लिया फिर क्या ले लिया? 3/10, ठीक है? And the remaining share was taken by equally from A and B. आपका बाकी शेयर आपने इक्वल ले लिया. ये क्वेश्चन बहुत अच्छा है. Goodwill of the firm was valued 54,000. C brings in his required share of goodwill. Calculate C का शेयर. C का शेयर अब आपने निकालना. मैंने ऑप्शन वैसे ही देता. Listen, ये 3/10 शेयर गिफ्टेड है. 3/10 में हाफ. 3/10 multiplied by half, it will be 3/20. 3/20 गिफ्टेड है. अब 3/20 उसको लाना होगा, तो 54,000 multiplied by 3/20, your answer will be 8,100. 8,100. Option will be, the first is correct answer is calculate C shares will be 8,100. 50,000, 54,000 multiplied by 3/20. It is no option is given, no doubt, no option is given, hardly matter, but this is a simple question. 54,000 multiplied by 3/20. So C share of goodwill will be the 3/20. Now, what is the credited? 8,100. It will be distributed equally. Equally means half to A and half to B. This is 4,050 each A and B. Next question. Admission of partner does not mean dissolution of fund, but the dissolution of old partnership and new partnership come into the dissolution of old and new partner. Assertion is the correct. Admission of a partner means the reconstitution of partnership where the fund be. इसमें in this context ये statement आपको दे रहे हैं. 4 ऑप्शन आपके सामने. बहुत ध्यान से. Admission of partner does not. Yes. Admission of partner does not mean the dissolution of the fund. In fact, it is dissolution of partnership. तो यहाँ वैसे वो ठीक कह रहा है. Does not means dissolution of the fund. But dissolution of partnership means a new partnership come into. Is this assertion is correct? Admission of a partner means reconstitution. Yes, reason both are correct. Yani A and both are correct, and R is the correct explanation of E. The correct answer will be this is the correct answer. Now, last question. Next. Last. On admission of partner, it is important to determine the sacrificing and gaining ratio because a sacrificing partner or partners are compensated by the gaining partner by paying on the basis of sacrificing ratio by the gaining ratio. Sacrificing partner are compensated by the gaining partner for the sacrifice made each partner in their gaining ratio. ये तो पक्का है. गेनिंग रेशियो नहीं होगी. इसका जरा देखिए. 4 ऑप्शन आपके सामने. On admission, it is important to determine sacrificing and gaining ratio because sacrificing partner or partners are compensated by paying goodwill on the basis of sacrificing ratio by the gaining partner. Assertion is correct. Second, sacrificing partner are compensated. A and both are ये reason भी दोनों correct है. Sacrificing partner are compensated by the gaining partner for the sacrificing made by each partner in the gaining ratio. इसका correct answer देइए. Yes, both are correct. वो थोड़ा change किया हुआ है. वहां हमने उस point gaining partner के ले लिया for the sacrifice made by each partner in their gaining ratio. Simply slightly change the language. Next question.
Sir, one second. People are asking why reason is the correct answer.
Listen.
Because they're saying
just
it should be sacrificing ratio.
Sacrificing partners are compensated by the gaining partner for the sacrifice made by each partner in their sacrificing ratio. It should be it should be galat. Yes, it should be. Yes, ये ठीक कीजिए. तो These are not, यानी ये A answer जो होगा, that will be A and but R
C
is,
should be correct.
huh?
C
should be the correct. Yes,
Where
only A
assertion
is the
is
only. Yes, C is the correct. ये गलती है. ठीक है. ठीक है. Next. ठीक है. Next should
Yes.
be. हाँ. Anant and Praminder are partners sharing profit in the. They admit as a partner on that goodwill existed in the books at rupees 1 lakh. Goodwill of rupees 50,000 was written by debiting goodwill account by Aryan in the ratio. What balance will was be carried in the forward in the balance sheet? ये तो assertion ही wrong है. कभी भी goodwill का balance carry forward नहीं होगा. Goodwill in the existing in the books is a purchase goodwill and therefore is not written off. या both are wrong. Assertion and हाँ जी बताइए इसमें क्या है? Goodwill existing in the books is a purchase goodwill and therefore is not written off. In this context, इसमें only A, ये एक मिनट जरा आंसर दीजिए. A is not correct,
But R is correct.
but R is a correct, and therefore it should not be. A is not correct. No, it is not correct. Goodwill जो है pair है 50,000 was written off. Goodwill existed in the books is rupees 1 lakh. Goodwill of rupees written off by debiting in the while ये क्वेश्चन में थोड़ी गड़बड़ है. एक मिनट. Anant and Praminder are partner में जरा just are sharing in the they admit Rohat इसको info on these goodwill exists in the rupees 1 lakh. Goodwill of rupees 50,000 was written off by debiting capital account of Anant and in the ratio. While I think it should be hardly matter. Either it is a purchase goodwill, it must be written off. This question should be changed. I think it should be existing goodwill should be written off by debiting the partner in the ratio of 2:1. बस यहीं तक आंसर रहेगा. There are two partners. Their profit goodwill show करते हैं 1 lakh. Goodwill of rupees 50,000. Party goodwill cannot be write off. Goodwill, no, it should be 1 lakh. I change, sorry. The question should be is not correct. So, question is not clear. So this will be next. And the next. Just and Rit are equal partners. They admit Hari as a partner for 1/6. The profit sharing ratio after admission of 3:2 as a result, profit sharing ratio has not changed. 1/6. बिल्कुल correct है. ये assertion is the correct. As the equal partner, assertion is wrong. The reason is his share is 1/6. Are equal partner. If the nothing is given regarding the new profit sharing ratio, we always presume the remaining partner take their share in their old profit sharing. Old ratio is equal. So as an admission of Hari new profit sharing, this assertion is wrong. Profit share of just before and after admission of Harry has not been changed. Harry के admission of before admission of Harry, his profit sharing ratio was, and after the admission of 1/12. It is also reason is correct, assertion is wrong. Only assertion is yes. These are correct answer. Okay. आगे. Yes. Journal reserve is not to be distributed among the old partner, but is carried forward in the balance sheet prepared after the admission of a partner. Journal reserve is set aside out of the past profit, and therefore it is not distributed among the old partners in their old profit sharing. ये assertion जो है journal reserve is not distributed among the old partners, but it is assertion is wrong. Journal reserve must be distributed. या partner, if partner decide, that is a separate issue. Otherwise, journal reserve must be distributed. Journal reserve is a set aside reason, set aside out of the past profit, and therefore it is distributed among. Reason is correct. Reason is correct. So assertion is wrong, and but the reason, the D will be the correct answer. Okay. So these are the some questions which we have discussed. Now, come.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. We hope this has been beneficial for you. And now we'll take up the questions that we've received in the email as well as during the chat. So I also invite Shri Gaurav Palia to take up the questions, to answer the questions that the students have sent. I'll just call them out one by one, sir. So this one. Sumedha has sent one question wherein she's asking, Niyati and Aisha are partners in a firm sharing profits and losses in the ratio 4:3. They admitted Bina as a new partner. Niyati sacrificed 1/4 from her share and Aisha sacrificed 1/7 from her share in favor of Bina. Bina's share in profits of the firm will be, these are the options, 2/7, 11/28, 10/49, and 7/16.
Nita sacrificed 1/4 share. Asha sacrificed 1/7.
Just said 1/4,
1/4 plus 1/7.
28,
20, 11 by
28.
B is the correct answer.
B is the correct answer.
B is the
11/28.
Thank you, sir. Yes, you're right, Sumedha.
Yeah, yes.
Probably you're mentioning the answer in the book is option C. We'll just check on that. Probably it is a typing or a printing error. Answer is B.
Yes.
Okay, so next question is again by Sumedha. In the balance sheet prepared after new partnership agreement, assets and liabilities are usually shown at original value or revalued value, realizable value, or current cost. So please explain the answer and the difference between all these four terms. So Khosla sir would like to take this up.
Original value means the value which you have paid at the time of purchase of the assets. Revalued value means revalued amount at the time of the reconstitution of the funds through the revaluation account maybe. Realizable value means what value you can realize from the market if you sell the asset. Current cost means this is the current cost of the asset. There is a difference. Realizable value means what amount you will receive from the selling of the asset. Current cost means the cost of the asset at present.
Thank you, sir. So again, one more or two more assertion reasoning questions from Sumedha. I'll just pass it on to Gaurav sir and I'll request him to answer the assertion and reason question.
Assertion is Kavya, Divya, and Kavya equal partners.
They change
4:3 new ratio. Goodwill valued 90,000. For the purpose of Avya's capital account will be debited and Kavya's will be credited. Avya is the gainer and Kavya is the no. Avya will be debited and Kavya will be credited.
Yes.
So Kavya is the gain.
Yes.
Kavya is the gainer.
Kavya is a gainer.
And
Because
Avya
her
is
share in the profit is increased.
yes.
Previously, she is taking the
2/9.
2/9 now.
And now
Now
it
she
is
is getting the
3/9.
1/3. Means
3/9.
she's the gaining partner. So
So Kavya would have been debited.
Kavya capital should be debited.
Hmm.
Kavya capital should be credited. Not the Kavya capital. Kavya is the gaining partner.
Kavya is the gaining partner, so should have been debited.
Debited.
So Kavya assertion is wrong.
Wrong. Assertion is wrong. Due to change in profit sharing ratio, Kavya has gained 1/9 share of Kavya. Has sacrificed
I'm
the
so
sale.
sorry, sir. Old ratio was equal and new 4:3
No.
Yes, Avya has sacrificed, Kavya has gained.
Gain. Yes.
So assertion is correct.
Correct. Assertion is correct.
Hmm.
But there is a printing fault in the reason. Due to change in profit sharing, Avya has gained 1/9 share while Kavya has sacrificed the same. Therefore, Avya will compensate Kavya with ₹10 of being 1/9. Ye printing, there is a
1/9,
printing
yes.
error. It should be
1/9. 1/9.
1/9.
So there
Yes.
is one more assertion reason question. sir.
Raju and Gaurav are partner in a firm sharing profit and loss in the ratio of 3:1. They change their profit in thus Raju has sacrificed 1 share and Gaurav has gained 1/6 share.
Hmm.
Shares sacrificed by Raju. This is by multiplied 2/3. It should be minus.
Yes.
It should be and share gained by Gaurav 2/3 minus 1/3 means reason is not correct.
Yes.
But the assertion is
Assertion
not
is
correct.
correct. Yes.
Here the sign will be minus.
So we hope, Sumedha, your queries are being answered. If there's anything, you can please write us back on the email ID. And you've also sent one case study. Sumedha, sorry, but it will be extremely difficult to discuss the entire case study here. We request you that you can share the solutions in which you are facing doubts. You can share the solutions with us on the email ID, and we can then connect or respond to you with the solutions that we have for those questions. Thank you. And okay. So again, there is one more assertion reasoning question. Assertion says if three partners change their profit sharing ratio from equal share to 2:2:1, it is necessary to determine sacrificing and gaining ratios, because it is the basis on which gaining partners compensate the sacrificing partner or partners.
Assertion is correct.
Assertion is
So-
correct. Sacrificing partners are compensated in the old profit sharing, no sacrificing ratio.
Reason says
Reason is-
sacrificing partners are compensated in the
Stated-
old profit sharing ratio
Ratio.
by the
By
gaining
It should be
partners.
sacrificing ratio.
Yes.
So reason is
Is not correct.
incorrect.
Not correct. Option C is the correct answer. Assertion is correct. Reason is not correct.
Right. So somebody has asked about topics of bills of exchange, which is deleted. But bills of exchange is in class 11, so we will not be taking this up right now. But still, just to add here, in bills of exchange, retirement of bills and renewal of bills is deleted. So, okay, so now a list of questions we have. Gaurav sir, can we take this up? How to deal with the provision for doubtful debts, which remains after providing for bad debts? If the question is silent.
It should be carried forward in the reconstitution.
Yes. For example,
Yeah,
the existing provision was rupees 20,000. And let us suppose bad debts arise to rupees 15,000. So remaining provision of rupees 5,000 will be carried forward in the new balance sheet. It will not be credited to revolution. It will not be credited to partners capital, as the question have been taken by Khosla sir itself. But the remaining provision of rupees 5,000 will be carried forward in the new balance sheet.
Right. Then the next question is, at the time of change in profit sharing ratio, when there is accumulated loss, why the opposite rule is applied? Meaning, the rule is that gaining partner will compensate the sacrificing partner. But in case of loss, the rule which is to be followed is that sacrificing partner will compensate
Yes,
the
not to be changed.
gaining
No
partner.
alteration.
So why is that so?
Why is that? The reason is very simple. Let it be in the futures. If the losses will be distributed, it will be in the new profit sharing ratio. So the rule will be reversed. Generally, if the gaining partner definitely will be debited. If there is a loss, then the rule will be different.
So would you like to add here?
See, the simple logic over here is, suppose the gain of any partner is 1/12. Let us suppose earlier he was getting 1/3 and now he is getting 1/2. So his gain will become 1/6. If there is a profit in the books of the firm, which the firm wants to carry forward, it means that particular partner will get more of profits in the future. So he becomes a gainer and he will be debited. Now, you have asked for that if there is a loss. If there's a loss of a piece, let us suppose 1,20,000. So earlier, when his share was 1/2, he would have beared the loss of rupees 60,000. But now, with his ratio being 1/3 or 1/5, his loss would have been less. So ultimately, he becomes a gainer. He would have to bear lesser loss in the future due to the change in PSR. So indirectly, he becomes a gainer. So that's why the rule becomes opposite. But don't take it as opposite rule. Just take it as a negative value as we do it in normal way.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. How to determine the capital account balance without preparing it in case of admission of partner? We did discuss it in the
Yes,
numerical.
Just add the items to be appeared on the credit side, like opening balance, goodwill share credited to their respective partner, any share of accumulated profit or loss, profits, revolution gain share, and what to subtract any drawings made by the partner, the goodwill withdrawn, revolution loss share, and then the closing balance or any accumulated loss share will be subtracted, and then the closing balance can be carried. It's just about addition and subtraction.
The simple principle is the any item which increase the capital balance should be added,
Yes.
and the item which increase the it should be decreased.
Subtracted. Yes.
It is simply plus and minus.
Okay, so next question says, please explain the difference between undervalued and overvalued fixed assets and its treatment at the time of admission of a partner and change in profit sharing ratio.
If fixed assets are undervalued means at the time of valuation of the assets are undervalued. So in the reconstitution, these assets must be increased by that value. So assets should be debited and devaluation account should be credited. Or in the case of the overvalued, you have overvalued. So this is the loss for the fund at the time of a reconstitution. It should be debited to the revaluation account and asset should be credited. The simple principle is asset have a debit balance. Increase should be debited and decrease should be the
Credit.
Undervalued means the existing value in the books is lesser than the market value. The existing value, suppose the existing value of, let us suppose building is rupees 1,20,000. And the question says building is undervalued by 20%. So we all know that it should be 100%. So undervalued by 20% means in the books, it is valued at 80%. So 80% of exact value is 1,20,000. So you can just calculate 100%. Overvalued by 20% means the book value appearing in the books is 120%, but should have been 100%. So we have to get it down. So we have to reduce it.
The basic simple principle is if there is undervalued,
We have to increase it.
percentage upon 100 minus this,
Yes.
or overvalued, it is percentage upon 100 plus percentage.
Yes.
Right. So next question says, how is a difference between, an example is given, let's say building given in books was rupees 5 lakhs. The adjustment says building increased by 6 lakhs or building increased to 6 lakhs. There is a difference between the two. Kindly that be elaborate.
Building increase to rupees 6 lakh. It means there is an increase of building value of rupees 1 lakh.
1 lakh from 5 lakh. It is
And
only
by
1 lakh.
means further it is increased by this amount.
So total would be 11 lakhs, right, sir?
Yes.
So why employee provident fund is not distributed amongst partners at the time of reconstitution of firm?
It is a statutory liability towards the employees. It must be paid to the employees. How it can be distributed among the partners?
See, we distribute only accumulated
Accumulated
profits
or losses.
and we charge only accumulated losses. It is neither accumulated profit nor accumulated loss. It's a liability towards the employees, which the firm has created over a period of time. So it will not be distributed amongst the partners.
Just because it has the name fund,
Fund.
in
That's
it,
why students generally get confused. Yes.
confusion is caused.
Because they generally get it cramped.
Yeah.
Reserves and funds to be distributed.
Bus.
But this is just one exception.
What exactly is profit and loss adjustment account?
Profit and loss adjustment account. Sir,
It is another name of
another
revaluation
name
account.
of revaluation account. लेकिन जो लोग सुन रहे हैं, generally at present we say revaluation
Yes.
account.
So, मतलब
commonly
Profit and
used
loss
term.
adjustment should not.
Commonly used term.
This is not the
if
correct.
it comes in paper,
Ah,
they should
so
not
it
get
will be-
confused.
Yes.
Yes.
कि ये क्या नया चीज आ गई. If new partner is not able to bring the share of goodwill, which account needs to be debited?
इसमें बहुत सीधा है. अगर by the way partners की capital adjustment करनी है, तो then to we use the partners current account. If partners capital are not the part of the present syllabus, so even the capital or current account may be debited. But better it should be through the current account.
So there's one question we've received from Kashvi. The excess amount which the firm can get on selling its assets over and above saleable value of its assets is called A, surplus, B, super profit, C, reserve, or D, goodwill.
Over and above the
I'll repeat, sir. The excess amount which the firm can get on selling its assets over and above the saleable value of its assets is called surplus, super profits, reserve, or goodwill.
now, if the assets you have more, you have received the more.
Yes.
It means difference will be treated as a goodwill.
Right, sir.
Yes.
Goodwill, sir?
Yes.
Or in the reverse case, it will be the capital.
Capital. So Kashvi, we hope it's clear to you. Okay, so moving on to the next questions. If old ratio is given and entry for goodwill treatment is given, then how to calculate new ratio?
If the old profit sharing ratio is given, journal entry is given for the goodwill. Now here you see what is the contribution of the existing partner. This will be given you by through the sacrificing ratio.
Right.
The simple ratio is old share plus sacrificing share. You will get the new shares. ये question था अभी मेरा.
Gaurav sir, can you take this up now? What is meant by credit balance of revaluation account?
Revaluation account credit means the credit items are more than the debit items. It means it's a revaluation gain. And if it's a debit balance, means the debit items are more than the credit items, it's a revaluation loss. So revaluation is a nominal account. Credit balance means it's a revaluation gain. And debit balance means revaluation loss.
And when both are equal, there is neither
No gain,
gain nor
no
loss.
Yes.
ये
What we
question
discussed
किया.
over.
Yes.
So, Rixa, you have asked about that previous question we just discussed. Uska answer goodwill tha. Okay, so next question would be at the time of change in profit sharing ratio, if question is silent, then how to treat existing balance of reserves, accumulated profits and losses? If the
It should
question
be
is silent.
Silent. It should be even the new profit sharing ratio is not given. If the question, it should be distributed in the old ratio.
Old, yes. So if it is silent, it will only be treated as it is, will be treated undisturbed if
If the question
It is
clearly mentioned
clearly
that
mentioned.
the firm doesn't want to alter the books or
Yes.
firm wants to carry forward the balances of accumulated profits and losses, only then we need to pass the adjustment entry. And as we discussed, for the gains and for the profits, gaining partner debited to sacrificing partner, and for the loss, sacrificing partner debited to gaining partner.
And there is one more.
yes.
If there is some say journal reserve, X, Y, and Z are partners. Simply. And this reserve is appearing in the balance sheet is this much. Now they decide the profit should be distributed in the ratio of 3:2:1. So understood hai, previously they are sharing equally. So journal reserve should be distributed equally.
Right. So Gaurav sir, for the share of profit gifted by any one partner in favor of incoming partner, what will be the goodwill compensation? I know we have discussed this already. in one of
No
the questions.
goodwill compensation for the share gifted by any of the partner in favor of new incoming partner.
सर
Again,
एक बात या मैं फिर
yes.
कह दूं, ये लाइन याद रखिए जब लोग मजाक करते हैं. Goodwill is a reward to the sacrificing partner for sacrificing their share of profit. हिंदी बोल रहा हूँ. लाभ के, भाग के, त्याग का जो एक गिफ्ट है, वही तो गुडविल है. जिस गिफ्ट के लिए आपको कुछ दे रहा है, पड़ा उसके लिए क्या गुडविल आपको मिलेगी.
So in short, no share, goodwill share, no goodwill compensation for the share gifted.
So can you explain the treatment when workman compensation claim is greater than the workman compensation reserve?
Sir,
Yes.
excess portion should be debited to the revaluation account. Revaluation account should be debited, and finally, the result of revaluation will also be adjusted in partners' capital.
Piyush Mehta has pointed out that in the model test papers given in the 8-2 accountancy, 80 marks in 3 hours has been given. Yes, Piyush, we agree it's a printing error or a typing error. It has to be 40 marks in 90 minutes in both
yes.
the model test
Yes,
papers.
yes.
Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. And we have been asked this question that there are going to be 55 questions in the accountancy paper. Can the student attempt all 55?
It won't be suggested to you that you attempt all 55. See, it's a section-wise paper. Just divide the paper in sections. In section A, you will be given with, let us suppose 18 questions are there, and you have to attempt 15. So attempt only 15. Otherwise, what would happen is the first 15 attempted would be marked. Either it is correct or wrong, depends upon. But the first 15 attempted would be marked. Let us suppose your 13th and 15th questions are incorrect. But your 16th, 17th, 18th are all were correct. But you will give even 13 out of 15 just because of 13th question and 15th question were incorrect. So attempt only those which are required. And one more thing, since there is no negative marking, so attempt all the questions which are required. Again, I'm repeating, attempt all the 45 questions which are required. Divide the paper section wise and attempt all the questions. But in the questions where you are not very much confident enough, Answer the nearest possible as per your opinion, but don't leave it unmarked.
So we've also been asked when issue of shares would be taken. So students, issue of shares will be taken in the next session, which is going to be on the 12th of November. Gaurav sir would be taking the presentation. You can also follow the Instagram page of CA Dr. Grewal, GS Grewal and Grewal Conceptual Learning for updates on these. So we have few more queries, sir.
Yes.
We can quickly take them up. Khushi is asking, sir, can you explain if a new partner cannot bring his share of goodwill in cash, then in that case, either his capital as well as current account can be debited, or basically she's asking why only current account has to be debited.
The reason is that current account, when the capital is adjustment, there is a need of adjustment of capital. If we adjust this goodwill through the capital account, obviously the balance sheet, the capital reflected will not be in the profit sharing ratio. So this is the reason when a partner is not bringing his share of goodwill or her share of goodwill, it should be adjusted through the partner's current account without touching the capital.
See, if we are debiting his goodwill share or her goodwill share, which he or she is not able to bring from his capital only. So indirectly, he or she is bringing the capital only. Let us suppose C brings rupees 8 lakh for his capital, but was not able to bring the goodwill share of rupees 2 lakh. So if you have debited 2 lakh from his capital, so indirectly his capital will become 6 lakh. So why we are saying he was not able to bring goodwill share? He was bringing goodwill share because you have debited from his capital. So it's better, and as a commonly accepted method also, better debit his or her current account.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Then next is, what is the treatment if provision for doubtful debts is less, but bad debts are more?
Bad debts are more.
Yes.
Then you have to create further provision through the revaluation account. Then you will, yani revaluation account debit should be debited for the gift.
Let us suppose bad debts are provision is rupees
Yes.
15,000
Bad debts,
and bad debts are 20,000. So the first entry is bad debts account debit to debtors 20,000. Now, for charging this bad debts, we have to debit provision first of all. So provision for doubtful debts, which was existing rupees 15,000 only. So we can debit provision for doubtful debts, debit 15,000. Now, the remaining 5,000, which is the excess of bad debts over the provision, will be debited to revaluation account. So the second entry will become provision for doubtful debts debited 15,000, revaluation account debit 5,000, to bad debts 20,000. And in the new balance sheet, your bad debts will be reduced by rupees 20,000.
and no provision will be applied.
No provision
will be applied.
Yes.
Yani excess provision will not affect the revaluation account,
Yes.
but shortage of provision, it must be debited to the revaluation.
Yes.
This is the problem.
So going forward, one more student has asked, on these lines only, suppose the old provision for doubtful debt is 4,000 and bad debts is 6,000. An adjustment given in the question asks to create 5% provision on debtors. So in revaluation, what will be the amount to be written? 5% 5% provision उन्होंने mention किया हुआ amount 6,06,000 rupees.
6 lakh
6,000
ठीक है.
rupees.
ऐसा है जी, बहुत सिंपल सा इसका प्रोसेस है. जितना प्रोविजन रिक्वायर्ड है, जितना बीच का बैलेंस है बैड डेट्स का, डिफरेंस को आप रिवैल्यूएशन अकाउंट के थ्रू डेबिट कर दीजिए. जो आपको प्रोविजन रिक्वायर्ड है, या सिंपली वे prepare a provision for doubtful debts. This is a simple way. Balance what you required. Existing bad debt should be debited. Difference will be adjusted.
Absolutely. So I think this is it. We have answered all the queries which came on the emails as well as on the chat. So students, if there's anything further, you can email it to us on the email ID that we had given. It's cagsgrewal@gmail.com.
थैंक्स करता हूँ.
Yes, sir. Beautiful, sir.
स्टूडेंट्स को, अपने टीचर्स को, सबसे पहले रिस्पेक्टेड ग्रेवाल साहब को, मेरे पब्लिशर्स सुल्तान चंद एंड सन्स प्राइवेट लिमिटेड और मेरे स्टूडेंट्स, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. आपने इतना कोऑपरेट किया. खूब आप आगे बढ़े. थैंक यू.
Thank you, students. God bless you all. All the best for the
Question.
Okay, one more
Continuation.
question. Yes.
So for new provision, do we subtract the 2,000 not covered by bad debts?
As you have asked the question, the existing debtors were rupees 6,06,000. From that, subtract the bad debts 6,000. So first entry will become bad debts account debit to debtors 6,000. Now your remaining debtors will be 6 lakh. Second entry will be provision for doubtful debts debit 4,000. Revolution account debit 2,000. Two bad debt 6,000. So provision will be nil now. Zero. Because you have debited all provision amount. Now, you require 5% of the provision for the remaining debtors. So remaining debtors is 6 lakh. So required provision will be 30,000. It is 5% of 6 lakh, 30,000. So entry will be revolution account debit to provision for doubtful debts 30,000. So total revolution will be debited for 2,000 plus 30, 32,000. And in the new books, in the new balance sheet, debtors will be shown as 6 lakh less provision for doubtful debts 30,000. That is 5,70,000. Debtors 6 lakh, provision rupees 30,000. So
any basic funda is from debtor. First, we should deduct the further bad debts.
Yes.
Then the balance, we have to create the provision.
Yes.
Rixa says, thank you, sir. Indeed, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
So we are meeting now on Friday
we are meeting on the
for
12th.
issue of shares.
Share.
Yes.
Thank you.
So,
Thank
thank you. We will circulate the link of the meeting and we hope to see you again. Thank you.